Morning, Asha.
Good morning, Cheryl.
How are you today? Tell me.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
You're taking a walk.
Yes, I think I put off my uh, video, right? It will disturb everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I'll join in sometime.
Yeah, yeah. Morning, Jessica. Morning, Marianne.
Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning, Clint. Clint has joined. No, he's not joined.
No, Clint is not yet joined.
Ah. मी तुम्हाला मूंग देऊ हे करायला भिजून ठेवते मी. मेरा नहीं गया. मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा सब अलग अलग ये ना कोई कर ये क्या सिखाने का ये वापस दे देना. मेरे को नहीं सुनने का है बाद में.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the session today. Today is going to be a little different. We're going to take around 25 minutes for this session, and I'd love for all of you to just come up with a diary and something to write with. If you don't have a diary, even a paper will do. We did this exercise on Monday, and we're going to do it again. Those of you who did it on Monday and found it profitable can revisit it. Those of you who are doing it for the first time um, can really enjoy these three questions. These are three questions that are going to possibly swivel the way you look at and experience the stress of the moment. But before we get into that, I just wanted this to be a little more fluid. um, let's all sign in, just close our eyes for a moment, and let's just be connected with ourselves this beautiful morning. Root ourselves with what is for us right now. Let's connect with ourselves as it is, accepting whatever thoughts that come our way, accepting the situation that is presenting itself to us right now, just the way it is, not rejecting anything. Stay in this state for about 30 seconds. We'll come back. All right, fantastic. Um, this session is going to involve us speaking a bit and using the chat box to type a bit. So I'm going to ask you a question straight up, and that is, given the situation right now, I don't mean right now in the morning, but I mean in this phase of life, this chapter of life that we're in, um, on a scale of 1 to 6, 1 being the least and 6 being the most intense, how would you rate your level of anxiety or stress about the situation that's around, within, and without? Um, what is your level of anxiety and stress right now? Just put a number in the chat box. Great, a lot of responses coming in there. Let's have a few more. Fantastic. So I see a mix of responses. There are some people whose stress and anxiety is on the lower side. There are some on the mid range, and certainly there are some on the higher side. And I've been connecting with some of you, at least the mentees, in the last week or so. And I know that you guys have exams. Maybe someone in your home is impacted with virus, or some relative, and it's creating stress for you, right? I want to go to a situation, and I'm going to request Jessica to move the slide, please. That happened some years ago, but it's still alive to a lot of people, not in the history books as well, but in the second generation of the Jewish people that live. And it's a situation that caused a lot of stress because the stress was basically an expression of the fact that You are not in control of something, and I want you to keep that in your mind. The fact that you're not in control creates stress, right? It could be exams, it could be anything, right? And this man who's written this quote, Viktor Frankl, many of you would have read his book called Man's Search for Meaning. Those of you who haven't, and those of you who read especially, I recommend this book. And he says, when he was in the camps in Auschwitz, he says, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, which is to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, choose one's own way. So you can't control the situation, is what he's saying, right? You can't control how necessarily the questions would be in your papers. You can't control when the virus would start dipping. You can't control your relationship with someone else in your family to a great extent if they don't want to contribute to it. There's a lot that's not in your control, but you can control how you want to respond to those situations. That is in your control, what Viktor Frankl says. And that was the difference between people who managed to survive and thrive and people who gave in. Right? Very interesting um, scenarios. And while he was in that situation, there were a lot of symbols of hope that turned up for Viktor Frankl. And I'm going to give you two. One was all of them were not human beings. They were not addressed by their names. They were addressed by a number. And they were dehumanized. And one day when Viktor Frankl found a contraption that looked like a spoon and he began to drink his soup with that spoon, suddenly he felt after months being dehumanized, he felt like a human being again because he actually ate soup with spoon. And that spoon became a symbol of him becoming a human again. Um, and he said that for years he'd eaten with a spoon, right? A simple spoon just like this. Something that we take for granted, something that we're going to eat our breakfast, lunch, and dinner with. And that spoon became a symbol of hope because he put his hope in the fact that he realized what it is to be human again. That was one. The second one was while he was working in the camps, he heard a bird chirping that was unheard of. And for him, that was a symbol of hope that he could be restored to a life of purpose once again, right? And I want all of us right now to select a symbol of hope and to write it down. All of us, 20 of us on this call, just write down. Marianne, if you can stay on the previous slide, please. Uh, Write down our symbol of hope. For Viktor Frankl, it was a spoon. For you, it could be whatever it is. There's no right or wrong answer. Please write down your symbol of hope. And if we have it, then if we could type it on the chat, it would be wonderful. It would give everyone a little preview into what your symbol of hope is. Thank you, Dwanil, for setting the tone. A few more responses, guys. Just put on the chat what your symbol of hope is. There's no right or wrong answer. Anything that comes to you, please make a note of it. Wonderful. Sun, new flowers on our plants, the waves, Jason says his voice. Ajit says the Christ on the cross. Manohar says a smile. Wonderful. Birds chirping. Indeed, Asha. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to answer 3 questions in our diaries. I hope all of you have a pen or a pencil ready and in a state of connection with ourselves that we did first minute of this meditation. Let's stay connected with that state. Because what we're going to do is we're going to free associate. Let me take a few seconds to just explain to all of you what that means. When you free associate, you just write whatever comes. You don't think about, is this right? Is this wrong? Oh, this thought is really weird. Let me not write it. Or you don't say, no, that can't be. You just write. All right. And you trust that whatever is coming out, coming from a deeper place within. And therefore, I'm going to ask all of you to connect to that deeper place within. Drown out all the sounds of what your day is going to be like, some planning that you got to do. Drown all of that out and just connect within with your heart and trust that your pen is going to write from that place. All right. With that, I'm going to request Marianne to move to the next slide. Thank you. And you're going to write 3 letters, and I'm going to give you 2 minutes on the clock to write each letter. The first letter that you're going to write is, please remember, you are not writing. So if I take the example of Jessica, Jessica is not writing this letter. Uncertain present situation is writing this letter. If Jessica is going through her prelims right now or her exams, then that uncertain present situation that she is facing right now wants you to know blah, blah, blah. Just free associate. So your letter will start with, I am the uncertain. Just copy this text that's on the screen. I am the uncertain present situation that you are facing right now. And I want you to know, let's start writing for 2 minutes. For Jessica, it could be exams. For Cheryl, it could be something at work. For someone else, it could be the virus situation. Whatever right now, when I say right now, it doesn't have to be in this morning, present situation, the last week, or perhaps the week that's going to come, right? There's something really important you've got to review at work. Whatever it is, write down, I am the present situation that you are facing right now. And I want you to know, you have 2 minutes. I'm going to go on mute and I'll come back 20 seconds before we have to stop. Ten seconds more. It doesn't have to be a long letter. Just allow your thoughts to flow. Allow your heart to do the writing. Okay, let's stop. put your pens and pencils away. Wherever you are, just stop. If your letter is incomplete, I will let you in the day come back to maybe at lunchtime or at a time you're taking a break. Revisit your letter. Keep writing it. Let it evolve. It's something that you can do every time that you're stressed. At the end of this, another 6 minutes when we end, I'm going to request some of you to share. And I'd really request some of you to, couple of you at least, to share this. Here's what I wrote, and I'm just going to read that out. I want you to know that I am proud that you're doing your best for your mom and dad. And no matter what happens, I can be proud, not guilty of what you're doing. I will give you the strength. I will make you stronger. And I have shown that you can be kind and compassionate, even in a situation like this. Marianne, if we can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. Your second letter, you can turn the page, is from the symbol of hope to you. So the last time my symbol of hope was the cuckoo's calling. This time my symbol of hope is the piano. So I would start my letter by saying, I am the piano, and I'm writing to you right now, and I wish for you, and start writing, please. Write this sentence so that when we're done with this meditation and maybe a week later you want to revisit it, you can start it with this sentence. So for it would be, I am Christ on the cross, and right now I wish for you, and so on and so forth. All right. Let's stop writing. And for the last letter, I'm going to ask you to think of a support system, someone who's always been there for you. It could be a parent, a grandparent. It doesn't matter if the person is alive right now or has passed. That doesn't matter. But it should certainly be someone who's been a backbone to you, someone who's been supportive to you. Um, Look back at your childhood and think of, from the time of your childhood. It could also be a teacher, a mentor, a manager, whatever, a friend, close friend. Think of that person, think of that person's name. And as Marianne takes us to the next slide, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes more to write this letter. This letter is from your support person. This is my dad. Uh, and write your support person's name and say, I am so and so, whoever your support person is. And I'm writing to you right now to support you in this time. And take a minute and a half just to write down what this person seems to be telling you right now. Important, all of you, and make sure you write from your heart. Minute and a half. Okay, let's stop writing. And I'm going to request all of you to do what I'm doing right now. Whatever you were writing with, writing on, in my case, it was a diary, just take it and place it at your heart. And I'm going to request all of you to close your eyes for a minute and just integrate all the three letters in your heart. Just shut your eyes for a minute. Connect with your heart and just integrate. When you integrate, let whatever thought is surfacing. The current situation letter was the present. The support person was past. And your symbol of hope was the future. Allow this to integrate right now in this moment. And whatever speaks to you, let it surface. So when you're done, open your eyes, keep your diary aside. I'm going to request, we have 5 minutes more. I'm going to request any of you who'd like to just put on your mic. It will be really uplifting to others if you could just take a minute and share your experience. If you'd like to read very briefly the key theme of your letter to others, feel free. If you'd like to just share what you're feeling right now, post the integration, feel free to do that. Any one of you.
I can go ahead.
Absolutely, Donald. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'll start the first one. I'm the uncertain present situation that you are facing right now, and I want you to know that you will overcome all your fears and inhibitions. Just don't give up. The second one, I'm the sunrise, and I'm writing to you right now, and I wish for you a joyful and happy day. Just like how I rise and shine every day, may you rise and shine from all your troubles and anxieties. And the third one I've written my grandfather's name, so it's a letter from him. And I'm Harish Chandra Raut, and I'm writing to you right now to support you in this time of anxiety. Life is not easy as they say it is. There will be ups and downs. Just don't be overwhelmed with the downs of life, and don't fly too high when everything's going too good. Just stay humble and stay down to earth.
Wow, Donald, that really lifted me up. And how are you feeling right now post the integration of these three letters?
Uh, I would say most of the inspiration was from the sunrise of rising every day from darkness and staying in that positive mindset. And I don't know, just now I'm just feeling peaceful.
Fantastic. And I wanted to know something that a thought that came to my mind when I was integrating was that it's very difficult for you to be stressed and anxious in the moment. It's easy for us to be stressed and anxious when we're thinking about the past or the future. So stay in the moment and sing. That's the thing that I got. Maybe it came from the piano. I don't know, which was my symbol of hope. But I just got this word. It wasn't even a story. It was just a word. It just said sing. So perhaps I'll do that today. Anyone else? One more person. You just like to switch on your mic.
Ajit has raised his hand.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Who was that?
Jessica here. Ajit has raised his hand. He wants to share something.
Sure, sure, Ajit. Please go ahead. Just unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hi, Clint. Firstly, thank you for this. Thanks for your efforts in organizing all of this. It was quite a nice exercise for me, though we think we evolved. It helped me be more positive. So, in the first instance, this is the uncertain situation talking to you, and I wish to tell you that it is temporary. Happiness and joy is yours. Abundance is just around the corner. My symbol of hope, Christ on the cross, and I'm writing to you right now and wish for you that you courageously achieve all that you set your heart on. And my mentor and is my Uncle Benji. So I'm your Uncle Benji, and I'm writing to you right now to support you in this time. Go ahead. I believe in you. You will achieve all that you want to.
How are you feeling right now, Ajit, after the integration?
Fantastic.
Have a fantastic day. Keep smiling, Ajit. You have a wonderful smile. And as we come to an end, I wish we had more time for people to share, but I'm also looking at the time. Go out and share what you've received to others, people. And I just want to make a couple of announcements. On Sunday at 5 p.m., we have a doctor who's coming out to bust some of these myths. What can you do to prevent COVID in the first place if you have it, and post-COVID care? I want to tell you a story of a friend of mine. He was feeling breathless and he admitted himself to the hospital. And the hospital did some tests and told him there's nothing wrong with you. Go back and allow someone else who really needs it to have that bed. I kid you not, this happened a week ago. It was just stress and anxiety that was shortening this person's breath. He's my age. And it just created chaos for the family, right? And it's really important that when we are in stress, we can do things, and I'm sorry for the word, but we could do things that are stupid. And it's important that we know what the right thing is to do if you're experiencing symptoms or whatever. So please, Jessica would have shared a Google link. Please register yourself if you haven't done that for the 5 p.m. session on Sunday. And if you have certain questions that are perplexing you, the Google form allows you to ask that question. The doctor will read those questions. We already have around 20 to 30 questions. Please feel free to put your own, and we will answer some of those questions. It might help you should something arise in your situation. So please feel free to come in. We do our meditation every morning, 8:30. Tomorrow we have the breathing exercises. Please make sure you come for it. And on Friday and Saturday, we have at 9 p.m. the music sessions that some of our mentees and mentors would run. We thank you because we've got more participation. Some of our mentors and mentees have put their foot forward to run some of these meditation and music sessions. I'm really encouraged by that. So next week, you'll see more of that. Come in and spread the word, guys. Make sure more people can make use of this. Stay safe and see you all tomorrow at 8:30. God bless you all. Have
Thanks,
a
Lex.
fantastic day. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks. Bye.